Okay, we're back. We're back. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Brother Obitus' book. It was previously released on Lulu. It's Traditional Satanic Rituals, and I guess the first and most important question we should ask is, why are you re-releasing this book on Devil's Mark Publishing, and what's going to be different about it? Why should people buy it if they've already bought it before?
Well, I'll be bluntly honest. Well, first of all, before I even answer the question, I just want to say to everyone out there that, it was on Lulu. It was Traditional Satanic Ritual. Some of you may have a copy. Most likely you don't. It's not like it was a big seller. But, the original was a companion volume to Brother Myrmidon's Devil's Bible. And eventually I took it off Lulu. And now to get to answering the question, the thing is the reason I took it off Lulu and the reason that I'm republishing it differently and expanded and rewritten now is for two reasons. First of all, when it was originally released, to be blunt, it sucked. And I know some of you enjoy it, and like I said, most likely people who are listening probably didn't read it. I think the book sucked. I thought it was bad. It was a 50-page book. It was more of a pamphlet. Didn't deserve to be called a book. And the reason I say it sucked, not because so much the content was bad, but that it wasn't worth the money. It was 50 pages. The rituals were good, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't too many of them. The 50-page book, it was typeset terribly. It looked like shit, and it was just ugly. It was just an ugly damn book. And no, if I'm here, just has a coffee problem. Excuse me. Anyway, the reason I think, if I want to explain what's be different about the new one and why you should buy the new one, even if you already have the old one, is, like I said, the old one was 50 pages. This new one is going to be greatly expanded. It's going to have everything the other book had, except a bunch of new stuff. Well, to be honest, there's a few things from the old one that aren't going to be in the new one. Like I said, there's two reasons why I took it down. I'm already redoing it. For those who already know about the book, you will know that the original book was co-written between me and Brother Aziel, also known as Joey Varner, because I don't believe he calls himself Aziel anymore. Last time I checked, I don't talk to him anymore. He's the guy who started the Black Covenant of Satanists with me. And by the way, for those listening who don't know, I'm the head minister of the Black Covenant of Satanists. I lead a coven of Satanists, a small one down here in Alabama, and it was originally founded by me and this guy, Aziel, or Joey, Joseph, or whatever, and we released the original book. But the thing is we don't talk anymore. Bad things went on. We don't have time to go into that here. Maybe we will on another show, possibly. But the point of the matter is that, I felt that because of the things that he did, the reason he's not in the coven anymore, the reasons we don't talk anymore, is that everything he wrote in the original needs to be cut out and replaced with new material. And then the book itself needs to be expanded from a 50-page book to, I would like to see it. Yeah, well, I would like to see a 250 to 300-page book. I would like that, but I can't promise that. But I am promising at the very least 200.
For those of you who may not be aware, Brother Obitus is kind of in a unique situation because he co-hosts this show with me, who happens to be his publisher, who wants him to write a bigger book. So I'm always pushing him to write more. So he's in a unique position, unlike some people, And the other thing I want to say is, for those who may not know, is that this book was supposed to be originally out on March 21st, and through no fault of ours, Devil's Mark Publishing, the book was not released on that date. Do you want to explain to them why the book was not released on time?
Well, yeah, when he says no fault of ours, he is not referring to me. He's referring to him and the publishing company. it is completely my fault that the book was not released on March 21st, and it has nothing to do with me being lazy or not finishing it. It's because, well, here's the thing, to tell you a little something about me, is I'm normally a pretty laid-back, nice guy. It takes a lot to piss me off. I don't do well with inanimate objects that don't work right. As I was growing up as a child, I broke many a Game Boy, many a Walkman. And what happened a little while ago is as stupid as it sounds, and don't get me wrong, it is stupid. My computer was acting up really bad one day while I was trying to write something, and it wasn't doing what I thought it was supposed to do. So I proceeded to punch it a multiple amount of times, and it started making all these weird noises, and then it turned itself off, and then you've probably heard of the blue screen of death that happens. Yeah, I destroyed my hard drive, and also my dumb ass didn't keep backups on flash drives or CDs or anything of the work on the book. So in the process of punching my computer because I was having a bad time and it not doing what I wanted, I destroyed all work on the book. So now all I've got is the original edition of the book and what little work I've done on it since then. But
his release date has been moved because of that. And just so you know in the future, because it might be very possible that he'll do this again because he has a history of hitting computers. Okay? So if there's any delay in the release of his next book, which there is going to be a next book for those of you who may not know, it might be his fault again. I'm not saying that's necessarily true, but just so you know, because you have to take that into account when you're dealing with Obitus. Okay? All right. Well, the good thing is I have gotten better about taking my anger out on my computer. I haven't beat it up ever since then. I learned my lesson in a real bad way because you have to understand, people out there, I'm also a musician. I'm in a band as well. And so when I busted the computer, not only did I lose stuff for that book, I lose 5 or 6 years worth of writing and notes, and I also lost a lot of music. I lost a lot of recordings. I lost a lot of things. So I think I'm pretty house trained now when it comes to hitting the computer. And the last, I still have a bad habit of kicking TVs in and stuff, but not the computer. So my bad habit of breaking mechanical objects shouldn't affect your reading pleasure from now on. Hopefully. Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you about the book is why did you decide that? I know you're going to make some changes to the book about some things you were talking about it being a companion book to the Devil's Bible. Do you want to explain why it's no longer going to be considered a companion book to the Devil's Bible? I think people have the right to know that, and I think you want to be able to speak for yourself instead of have people, guess or wonder about what your reasons are.
Oh boy, how do I word this? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I'm sorry, Remember Don, if you're listening. It's just that, at the time when the original came out, the Devil's Bible had first come out, and we wanted to do this. The reason it was a companion originally is he did his Devil's Bible, and we thought, well, hey, he did a Devil's Bible, we'll do something that's like, how LaVey had his Satanic Bible, and we would do something like the Satanic Rituals to go along with it, because our two groups used to I guess you could say work together at the time, and that was and we made our book about the same size as his, because at the time his book, if I'm not mistaken, was 58 pages. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. So our book was around 50 pages, and we sold them for the same price together, $6.66, and it was fun. I went and we sold them together at a black metal festival down in Texas back then, And, well, actually, I don't remember if he was selling his down there. I might be wrong when I say we sold them together at the festival. But we did sell them together online, and they were like companion volumes. But the thing is, this new one, it's not going to be really considered a companion volume to the Devil's Bible anymore, just simply because, since that time, it's not that me and Myrmidon from the Cathedral of the Black Goat, it's not that me and him have ever had any fights or never got into it. We never said fuck you to each other or anything like that. I don't want people to misunderstand. It's just that we haven't talked to each other in a long time. And because since this new book is going to be thicker, I'm going to explain my views about things a lot more, about the rituals, what the rituals are about. There's going to be a lot more material than there in the original, because the original, to be bluntly honest, the original basically wasn't nothing but rituals, but with a paragraph, intro, and how to perform it. It didn't talk much about my viewpoints, and I think as the years have gone by since me and Myrmidon used to talk, like, I want to stress, I don't hate the guy or anything. I'm not out here to say that my book isn't a companion to his because I hate him or I hate his book. It's just that I think that we're a lot different. We're a lot different from each other than we used to be, because to be honest, I think if I did still, because of the stuff I'm planning on putting in this book, I think even if I did still promote it as a companion to the Devil's Bible that he wrote, I don't think he would appreciate that, because I think from seeing his videos and seeing the things that he writes, I think that he himself would ask me to stop saying it's a companion to the Devil's Bible, because it's not that I'm not a devil worshiper anymore, and it's not that he's not. It's not that we're both traditional Satanists. Because when I say traditional Satanists, I mean people who believe in the devil as a literal entity and worship him. But I think a lot of our ideas have grown different. It's just a part of life,
I didn't want to put you on the spot. I didn't want to put you on the spot with that question. I just know that people are going to be wondering. I know because I know they're going to be asking, and I think you need to be able to speak for yourself, and you have an opportunity here to say that. And I didn't mean to do that to you. I didn't, I just wanted you to know that. There's no apologies necessary. I think it is something that's good to talk about. I'm just trying to figure out exactly the best way to say it. I think it's just that, because I've noticed that, because I'm going to talk, certain subjects are going to come up in the new book that I think since we're talking about why it's not a companion book to the Cathedral of the Black Goat's main text, the thing is I know Oz is doing his own thing, and I know what his teachings are like, and I think if this book was still considered a companion book to their main religious book, I think it would. It's kind of better for Myrmidon's sake that it's not considered a companion book anymore, because it might kind of undermine some of the ideas that he teaches, because there's more differences between me and him now than there used to be. For example, like especially with the literalism that he puts into with some of the stuff about, the Adam and Eve stuff and the Cain stuff and all that. My book is going to talk about some of that stuff, and I think just to put it bluntly and nicely is that